I probably went against the rules, but I couldn't think of anything to give anybody. Hi everybody, it is April, and today we are going to delve into our box of scraps. This is just one of my many box of scraps, and we're going to make a quilt. This past weekend, we had Christmas in July. There is a group of us who have at one point worked together, and I call it Dinner with Friends. We make a point of meeting every month for dinner. That way, we stay in touch. And we used to give birthday gifts whenever someone's birthday rolled around. So we were giving gifts just about every month. We decided that we would have Christmas in July, and we would celebrate just like Christmas. Everybody brings a gift, and we play a game where you exchange the gift, pass it around or steal it or whatever. And then we do the same thing in December, and we cut out the birthday presents. It's worked out really well. So we had our Christmas in July, and I probably went against the rules, but I couldn't think of anything to give anybody. I mean, I wanted to keep it a generic gift because, you have different people with different tastes. So I decided to give away one of my quilts. So the quilt that I chose wasn't over the budget because it was a scrap quilt. So I had used scraps to make it. I did a video about it. So I made money from the video for making the quilt. So technically, I probably didn't even spend enough. That was my justification. But as the person who got the quilt held the quilt up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that quilt. So I was inspired to make another scrap quilt. And that is what we were doing here today. Now I have 4 blocks that I'm going to share that you can use your scraps to make. 2 of those blocks are going to be with a pattern. So you can say, okay, I want a measurement of this for 1 piece, a measurement of this for 4 pieces, and that's my scrap block. Those are the first 2 blocks. The second 2 blocks are the same concept as the first 2 blocks, but you don't have to measure until you get to the end when you want your block to be a certain size. So let me show you block 1. This is block 1. So what you do is you decide what size you want your blocks to be, and then you decide what size you want your center square to be, and from that we calculate the border size. So I decided that I wanted a 12-inch square. So here, let me make sure I am not lying to you. No, this is a 12-inch block. So in the center of my 12-inch block is a 6-inch square. So based on that, I decided my borders would be 3.5 inches. So I've got my 6-inch square, I've got my 3.25 inches on either side, and that makes a 12-inch block. Simple, right? You can make your center square whatever size you want. And every block doesn't have to have the same size center square and the same size borders. You can use 4 different borders. You can use 2 different borders like I did. You can use whatever it is you want. But for those people who do not like not having measurements to go by, I did this block this way. The next block is a strip block, and you're going to use 12-inch strips. You can decide how thick you want your strips. They can be different thicknesses, but you want to put enough strips that you make a 12 by 12 inch block. Now this particular block is one where I am taking a center. It doesn't have to be square. This is where we go all wonky, so don't freak out. This is a block that I started, and as I go along, I am going to build up this block. So this, for instance, is the 12-inch block that I ended up with, but I used a strip. I used a strip of strips that I found and then added borders. And here I did the same thing, but a little different because I have multiple steps of strips. So you can just use your imagination and start with a center, just start adding strips around it and come up with the size that you want, or you can use measurements. The same goes for the strip part, or the strip block. So I can use different size strips. I can use strips of strips and make the strip block. You know, the options are endless. So let's go through exactly how to create these blocks, and then we'll use these blocks to make a quilt. So here is my strategy. I am not using the method where I measure and then add pieces and strips and whatnot. I am just sewing the strips as I come to them and measuring afterwards. So here, if I measure this, let's see, the one that I'm on, I have 9 inches long and not quite 8 inches wide. And my goal is to have a 10 by 10 block. And while I was sewing that red strip, I went ahead and put 2 different blocks on it. I have all kinds of strip sets here. I have these strips that are left over from a jelly roll quilt that I made. I have all of this stuff going on, and I'm just sewing these pieces together. And then I will trim them down to the size I need. Now let's take these over to my cutting mat and I'll show you what I do next. All right, I've pressed all of my squares or my insides with borders. Now I am just going to trim them down so I can keep going around and around adding a border. Now this one was crooked to begin with, so I'm just going to go along this line because I like the idea of it looking crooked. Just gives it more interest. So I'll trim all these down, go back to the sewing machine, and add strips. going to make the same size blocks, and you want to have your fabric pre-cut for those blocks instead of just building by adding on and cutting down and all that, then you will want to be a little bit more prepared. So what you can do as you work through your projects, you can cut down your leftover fabric as you're finishing a project into the different sizes that you want. So say I want 10-inch blocks. Here I have cut a 5-inch square. So in order to get a 10-inch block by putting borders around this square, I am going to want strips of 2 3/4. So I just so happen to have a 2 3/4 inch strip right here. So what I can do is I can cut this down to the 5 inches that I need for 2 sides of the block, and I can cut 10-inch strips for the other 2 sides of the block, or I can use a different fabric. Now this is 2 3/4 as well. So I will cut 2 10-inch strips, and I will have the 4 sides of my 5-inch block. I honestly was beginning to wonder if I would ever finish all of these blocks. It was fun, don't get me wrong, but it is a lot of sewing. It is sew, press, trim. Sew, press, trim. Sew, press, trim, sew, press, trim, sew, press, trim. But look at what the result is. It is a little taste of a lot of quilts that I have made. It was kind of fun going through the scraps. So here I had strips that were already put together. Here I had strips that were already put together. This is part of the Me and Mom quilt. Again, Me and Mom quilt. This I actually pulled out. It was a leftover 10-inch square from the quilt that we made, the double disappearing 9-patch. And let's see what else. This is Christmas, from the Christmas quilt that I made when I did a collab with Di and Tracy. That's kind of the fun of doing a scrap quilt. And it kind of takes you back. This is from the double disappearing 9-patch that I made out of 2.5-inch blocks. This, I honestly don't even remember. I had quite a large piece of this scrap where I had the pink and the purple and the purple and the pink and the blue. I don't remember. I'm sure it will come to me. So it was just a lot of fun. Actually, I think this might be one of my favorite blocks. This little house on the black background. It's got the Me and Mom quilt. It's got the panda bears from Tulip Pink, you know, rainbow polka dots. What's not to love? So it was fun. Now I have to sew it all together, but I'm not going to put you through the torture of that. I did do 10-inch squares, and they are 6 across and 7 down. So it's going to be approximately 60 by 70, you know, approximately. And of course, Gracie has graced us with her presence. Thank you for watching. Again, there was just a whole lot of trimming, sewing. I made it through some of my scraps. This, of course, is not everything that's left over. I made it through, that's quite a few scraps standing or sitting on the wall behind me. I'm also going to take these scraps that I have left over and go to my spreadsheet and pick the next 2 names and mail these out. So somebody's going to be getting a package here very, very soon. Consider subscribing if you liked this video, and maybe hitting the bell if you want to catch my videos when they are published. Have a great day, eat some chocolate, and be kind to everyone, especially yourself. Thank you for watching. See you next time.